Osimhen and Galatasaray have been frustrated by Napoli. Galatasaray had come up with the buyout clause, which was 75 million euros, the full amount, and for whatever reason, Napoli has decided to reject that offer. Now, this is crazy to me. It makes me ask the question, who represents Victor James Osimhen? Who represents this Nigerian international superstar? Who represents him? Because usually, when you have a buyout clause, say 75 million euros or 80 million euros, as in this case 75 million euros, and a buying club triggers that release clause or buyout clause, instantly the buying club has permission to speak with the player, settle personal terms, and then discuss on how to pay the release clause. And in many cases, in the contract between the player and the club, you have sort of the preconditions as to how to trigger that buyout clause. But for whatever reason, Napoli still are able to play hardball. So that makes me ask the question, who are his representatives? What did they agree to? Did they not read the contract? 75 million euros, you would have thought once that's triggered, immediately he should be allowed to go. But now, have been frustrated again because it seems Napoli are bent on pushing him towards Al Hilal, in the Saudi Pro League. Possibly they are looking to pay more than the release clause. Now, this is why I've said, I said earlier on, do not sign a new contract, because they're very wily, these clubs. They can insert crazy clauses in a fine print that sometimes you're too excited to read because you think you've gotten the major things you need. Maybe you've got the year reduction in the year or duration of the contract, reduction in the buyout clause, and instantly you're happy. Yes, we've got the reduction in buyout clause, but they could add certain preconditions that would make it very difficult, for you to leave if the club doesn't want you to leave. So this is an advice to every professional footballer out there, especially Nigerian footballers. So this is just crazy town. Let's see how it develops. And like I've said, even if this deal pulls through and Victor Osimhen ends up with Galatasaray, because that's where his heart seems to be set, and he's agreed a 16 million euros yearly wage with Galatasaray. If this pulls through, don't feel like you're in love with that club. Don't feel like you're now best of buddies with Galatasaray. Go into your contract agreement with a clear, objective mindset. Don't go in there and accept any crazy release clause. Don't go in there and allow anyone trick you with, oh, we have a gentleman's agreement, just agree to this. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be in the book. Release clause in the contract will be 80 million euros, but gentleman agreement, if we allow you go for 25 million euros. No. If you want 25 million euros release clause, insist on having it in black and white, because for instance, that's the same issue that I think Victor Osimhen is having with Arsenal at the minute. He wants to leave Sporting Lisbon, but they're insisting that the full 70 million euros plus 10 be paid by Arsenal. Apparently, these are some reports I've been hearing. But they said they had a gentleman's agreement that was meant to be 60 plus 10 million euros. And now he's having a difficult time. So, gentleman's agreement is just high level or a glorified he said, she said type of thing, where the person with the most power usually wins. So, because there's really no proof. There's no one in the room. There's no one anywhere to say this is what is agreed. So that's the issue with oral contracts. Oral contracts are legally binding, but the question is, how do you prove it? So it's really frustrating for Victor Osimhen, and from a Nigerian perspective, I want to see his football sort of career sorted out so he can start playing, be in a good headspace, when he gets to the World Cup qualifiers and when he gets to AFCON itself. So don't want him to be in any crazy headspace, in my opinion, and really frustrating. I'm sure it's frustrating for him, but hopefully, let's hope and pray that everything is sorted out properly. And now, I want to speak about, We just talked about a superstar in Victor Osimhen that's looking to move clubs in Europe. But there's this homegrown Nigerian player. He's currently playing for FC Zurich. I must talk about him. I've decided to speak about him today. He is Emmanuel Jr. He is a fantastic player in terms of his dribbling skill set. It's amazing on the ball. Those sort of players that can glide past players effortlessly. But I think one area where he does have sort of issues and challenges where he can improve, because he's still very, very young. He's still 20 years old. So he can still improve, is his end product, and that's what I want to see. But skill wise, he is up there, right up there. And some people might say, oh, why are you talking about this player? He plays for FC Zurich. It's not such a big club. Because if I don't talk about him, who else will? Not TalkSport, not Sky Sports, not even the big YouTube sort of channels. So Emmanuel Jr. is someone that the Nigerian Football Federation would have to look at. I keep calling these names, I keep mentioning these names, and a lot of people will go on to say, oh, but do you expect all these players to play for Nigeria? Obviously not. You can only register 26 players, I think, in a tournament for a given tournament, so you can expect all of them to play. But come on, if we get one or two of these players in the building to play, and stop inviting old faces, that wouldn't really that pass their best and can't really contribute to the team going forward. So that's just an opinion on that. But Emmanuel Jr. is a fantastic talented player. I think he's played under 20, under 17, and under 20 for Nigeria. He was in the same team with Victor Osimhen. So I think an amazingly talented player. I'll be doing a reaction video on him as well, so keep your eyes peeled for that on the channel, and I'll see you on yet another video. So stay well, stay blessed. Bye bye.